Okay, I'm Michael Brio from the San Jose Planning Division, called the department a lot. So this newer teacher housing project, this is a perfect kind of project that it could occur in an urban village, and there's actually probably not along the same lines as your project, but it's very, very progressive and forward thinking. But I am aware of a project right now that's moving forward in Alum Rock and East San Jose that is a charter school and an affordable housing project combined. So I'm not familiar with all the details of the nitty-gritty of how it's going to operate, but it's probably something along the lines of your Newark project. So I think the urban villages are a perfect opportunity for that. How many of you here, raise your hand if you're familiar with the urban village concept? Okay, so I think most of you are, so I don't have to get into a lot of that. So I think, so that would be a great place. And if it's an affordable housing project, then there's even more flexibility. There's all these rules about horizons and when housing can occur in which urban village, but affordable housing, recently the council changed the rules so that affordable housing can go in any urban village at any time. So if it's an affordable teacher housing project, and there's a lot of flexibility. In terms of putting it on school district land, well, one question that was really interesting is like, teachers may not want to live in their school where they work, but let's assume that they do want to live there. So currently the way it is, a lot of the school land is designated public, quasi-public in the general plan, and housing is not one of those uses that's supported on what you call PQP, public, quasi-public land. And one of the reasons for that is when we were doing the general plan update, 10 years ago, is Harvey still here? He was on the task force. Guess he's gone already. But is that there was really a shortage of land for things like churches, mosques, temples, daycares, schools, and they were going into industrial properties. And so we were hearing from those communities, like, we need land for places of worship, for our schools, for our children. And so we actually have a lot of policies in the general plan that preserve those lands for those type of uses, because housing in San Jose, and this is a uniquely San Jose thing in Silicon Valley, housing will trump anything else. It'll outpay office, retail, anything. It just comes in, if it can go for it, it'll buy the land. It wants to buy it cheap, and PQP land generally is fairly cheap. So that's sort of the policy background, but I think, the city is definitely open to the idea of, if a school district wanted to do teacher housing, either in an urban village or within a school district, it's something we're willing to revisit. And the housing department, I don't see Jackie here tonight, but was talking, the mayor's office was talking to 3 different school districts about that opportunity, and I understand it didn't move forward, not because the city wasn't interested, just things on the school district side. There was, I think, not a desire to move forward at this time. But it's something we can definitely revisit.